Hi guys, so we are here doing the monthly chakra reading for Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising from August 11th through August 31st. We're really going to be looking at with this reading how, Leos, you can integrate this energy into your life, kind of the effects that it's having on you, and that sort of stuff. So of course this is a general reading. It is not going to resonate for everyone. If you do need your own personal private reading or you want to go a little bit deeper, all the information for that is in the description box below. All right, so let's see what's going on, Leo. All right. So in your first chakra, which is that's the material world, that is what's grounding you in, your fears, survival, money, all of that. And it looks like you might have been hit especially hard by this whole retrograde season, this whole eclipse season, because the Five of Water tells us that things did not turn out the way that you'd hoped to, that you are not seeing the positive side of this situation. And I love that the angels put it, you are crying over some spilled milk, Leo, and that just does not serve you. So in your sacral chakra, which is pleasure, sexuality, creativity, all of that, you have some change coming. It looks like the end of a difficult situation, potentially even the recovery from an addiction. So, and that's showing up in your sacral chakra. So that's important because the sacral chakra is also about pleasure. So this may not be a traditional addiction. It may be closer to a sex addiction. It may be a person that you were addicted to, video games, something that was giving you a lot of pleasure, but it's gone too far. In your solar plexus, you have the Seven of Fire, which is you defending your decision. So really standing in your will, standing your ground, and being in scenarios where you feel like you have to really pick and choose your battles. So that's kind of what I see going on in the solar plexus. In your heart, we have the Sun. Doesn't really get a whole lot better than that. That is happy outcomes. I think as things are shifting, you are starting to have more confidence in yourself. You're starting to look at the long term and how to plan for some success. But whatever's going on with you, with all of this stuff that has created kind of this difficult situation, these things not working out the way you want to, trust in your heart that there is a happy outcome coming, because that's what the Sun is telling us. So release is in the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is one of my favorites because that is the truth chakra. And so in your truth chakra, we have release, which is the end of a phase, letting go of something, transformation, time to move on. So that's coming up. There's been a lot going on where you felt like you've had to defend yourself. It didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. It's been really difficult. And now all of this energy from, I talk with my hands, y'all, so you don't have to like work with that. So all of this, what this new moon energy, this new moon solar eclipse energy, this Lionsgate energy is going to give you the opportunity to end this phase, to move on. So we have another amazing card in your third eye chakra. And so the Star is again moving into happy times, being able to start making those long-term plans that you've been wanting to make, and letting you know that you are on the right path. So whatever work it is that you have been doing during this period of time to get yourself right, to get, and we're gonna find out if this is relationship, if this is your money, we're gonna pull those cards here in a minute. But that is showing us that you are on the right path, you are doing the right things, that work is going to pay off for you. So in your crown chakra, this is your connection to your higher self, your connection to spirit, your connection to flow. And we want to be connected to flow because that's how we manifest what we want to manifest. And so that is asking you to look at things from a different perspective. So whatever you haven't shifted your perspective on yet, that's, you need to go and look at that stuff from a different perspective. You're going to be for a minute at a temporary standstill with this, and it is really important right now. And I can see that kind of in everything else. Be yourself, be authentic to you. We always want to compromise with people to kind of try and create these win-win outcomes. I believe that's how the best manifestation occurs. But there are times when you can't compromise yourself. You can't compromise who you are. So remember that as you're taking these final few moments to tweak these next few days, to really tweak that, to really find that different perspective where you can see how all of this was beneficial to you, because it's coming back to these places of embracing the change. You know, there's so much about needing to look at the positive. So how did these things that you just went through, how did they benefit you? There are lessons and gifts in anything. So whatever places you haven't found those yet, that's what you need to work on. Excuse me, y'all, I need my coffee. So our last card is our what it's going to take to balance all your chakras, and that's our Two of Fire. And that is really a card that lets you know that you are coming into your own. Continue doing what you're doing. It's going to move you forward. There may be new partnerships or opportunities that are going to come about as a result of the work that you've been doing. So we are going to go in first and clarify your money, clarify your abundance. What does that, we're using the Abundance Angels cards for that. And so we're going to ask Spirit, what, nope, no popping yet. So guys, I do let cards pop out, but they really have to pop out because I'm not the greatest shuffler in the world. And these cards are big, and I got little big hands. They're like as big as my hands. So there are times when they pop out and I definitely feel, no, that's the card I need to keep. There are other times where I'm just fumbling, y'all, and you didn't want that card. So Spirit, we are going to ask you, dear angels, in this chakra reading, what does our Leo need to know from August 11th through August 31st about their money, work, and career? The abundance in their life. How has this Lionsgate period of time affected that? How has this new moon solar eclipse affected that? Thank you, Spirit. All right. All right. Ooh, this one is amazing. So in your first chakra, you had this things not turning out the way you want, needing to see the positive in the situation. And what did the angels give you for your money? Visualize abundance in all forms. So remembering, a lot of times when you guys get my reads, they're not just, oh, this is what's going to happen to you in the future. This is what you need to do. This is the mindset that you need to take if you want to create the life you want. Because that's what I'm about. I'm not about predicting your future. I'm about helping you create the life that you want. So that is what the angels are telling you, is around the situation, whatever was not working out around money, you need to start visualizing that abundance in all forms. And so in our sacral chakra, we had this whole leaving this difficult period of time, embracing change, recovering from addictions. And so the angels are telling you, whatever your form of prayer is, exercise that right now. So for some of you, that's going to be meditation. For some of you, that's actually going to be prayer to God or another deity. For some of you, that's going to be, you know, just sitting in contemplation and getting your intentions and your mindset right. But whatever the idea of prayer is for you, that is what you want to be doing right now. That is going to give you the support to help you through whatever's going on with this whole addiction thing, and with the changes to come. So really, because these changes are coming, so you need to visualize what you want these changes to look like. We don't have to sit back and just take it and that's just what it is and what have you. No, we are creators, and so the angels are telling you, get on it. All right, and you got a lot of this. So, yeah. In your solar plexus, we again had the 7 of fire, which was all about defending your beliefs and decisions, standing your ground, really using your will, but also having to choose your battles carefully. And so what the angels are asking you to do is take a shift. And this may be in the situation. I don't necessarily feel this as you actually donating money or time, but within this situation, there is a way that you can be charitable. There is a way that you can be a bigger person. So wherever that is coming across, do that. Now, this may be either some charity work or some donations that you need to do. This could also be kind of that metaphoric cleaning out your closet. So, you know, and that just came to mind. Like, some of y'all might need to go through and clean out your closet, both metaphorically and physically. And in that, cleaning out all the negative energy that has been associated with whatever has been going on for you, Leos. So in our heart space, Leos, we had the sun, we had the happy outcome, the letting you know that you are on the right path, to have confidence in yourself, that you have new ideas coming that are just going to lead to a lot of success in your world. And then the angels are telling you that you may want to take a little bit of a quiet retreat. And we had that, actually, no, I thought we did have that in another card, but they're telling you to take a little time, take some time to be quiet. And I think it comes back to, again, this whole idea of really setting your mindset, setting yourself up for what it is that you really want, how you want this stuff to work out, and visualizing it, doing your prayers or meditations on it, and that sort of thing. So in our truth chakra, we had release, and you guys are going to love what came with this release. So this was release of a phase or situation, time to move on. And the angels are saying it's time to clear your debts. So now this can be physical monetary debts, or this could be karmic debts. And going back to your will chakra, where we had the donations and the charities. So wherever it is that you feel like you're, because I feel like this is more in, for some of you guys, it's going to relate to money, but I feel like this is more in relationship, where you have those debts with people, whether they're karmic, whether they're monetary, whether they're favors. Go and clear that stuff right now. It's time to move some of that stuff out of your way, and not moving that stuff may be contributing to kind of what else is going on here. So in your third eye, your vision, this is what you're visualizing. This is what is coming to you, this happy times, this positive and optimistic outlook, this knowing that you're on the right path, this knowing that it's time for you to make those long-term plans on that path. And then what the angels are telling you is, with this, really focus on, again, the positivity, the faith, the optimism, knowing that this is going to happen. And, you know, in your earlier cards, you can see that you have built on that, on this idea of, you know, visualizing your abundance, and then, you know, doing your meditation, your prayers, getting your mindset right, taking, you know, some time to really, really sit and think about it, clearing your debts, you know, being charitable in scenarios where you can be charitable. And so let's go to our crown chakra. So in our crown chakra, we had the awakening. This is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. I actually, the Hangman and the Fool are two of my favorite cards. Other people might not like them, but so this is you really, again, where we were talking about looking at things from an alternative perspective, that things might be at a temporary standstill. Oh, that's what I was looking for, particularly with this need to take a retreat for a minute. So that standstill is going to be really brief, I think, but it's important for you to kind of gather everything in, because what they're telling you is part of the shift in perspective is realizing that you get paid first in whatever you're doing. Because if you're not taken care of, if you're not getting paid, if you're not able to, because remember, our crown chakra is about being in the flow. So if you are not in the flow, if you're not paying yourself first, you're not going to be able to be there for anybody else. So that is why that's so important. And then what is going to bring it all together? So we have the 2 of fire, again, which is coming into your own, new partnerships, contracts, again, on your right path, continuing to move forward. And then we have this idea of unlimited ideas. And so again, in our heart space, we have that with the Sun card, this whole idea of all of these ideas coming forward, so that are going to lead you to a deeper success. So let's see what is going on in your relationships, Leo. So how is all of this crazy new moon, solar eclipse energy, this Lionsgate energy, how is this affecting Leo's relationships and Leo in love? And from August 11th through August 31st, Spirit. So how is this affecting Leo? What does Leo need to know about this? All right, let's see here. All right, Leo. So I'm going to tell you we're going to start with the overall first and what's going to balance your chakras. So in some way, finances, this may be because I'm looking at this and it really looks like most of this is related to you more than it's related to a relationship. So we had in your first chakra this idea of things not going your way and you needing to visualize abundance in all of its form. And the angels want to remind you that you deserve love. And this is as much self-love, because again, going back to this pay yourself first in the flow, remembering with this one, I'm going to say, remember to love yourself first. And if you're in a relationship with someone who isn't, providing an environment where you can feel good about you, that you're going to need to think. So in your in your sacral chakra, we had these two guys. So we had the 10 of air, which was, the ending of a difficult situation. And then we had the power of prayer. So reminding you to go back to your meditations, your prayer, whatever it is your form of asking and creating what it is you want to manifest. And the angels are saying to keep an open mind. So what they're saying here in terms of your love life is that your soulmate may not be the person that you think they are. They may not meet your usual expectations. And again, I really think this is more about friendships and that sort of thing than romance. And more about partnerships. I'm sure for some of you it's going to be about romance, but what I'm picking up with this particular read is this is coming through a lot more related to yourself and business relationships and friendships. So there may be a friend or soulmate or something like that. A friend. I feel like this is a friend or a business partner that is a soulmate. But there's a way in which you're you're playing with it, that the angels needed to remind you that these relationships also don't necessarily go by our typical form. A lot of people think that your soulmate relationship is going to be this big giant romance. No, that can be that friend that will come and dig you out of the ditch. And I feel like that's kind of more of what's going on here. And so in our will chakra, where we had, the 7 of fire, which is our defend our beliefs, standing your ground, that sort of thing. And then the angels reminding you to do some sort of charitable work. You have the angels telling you to give your relationship a chance. So whatever this partnership, this relationship that kind of feels like a soulmate thing to you, or it feels like a soulmate thing to someone, but I don't think it's going to be, because again, this keep an open mind that it's not going to be the same thing, is showing up in your sacral chakra. That is your sexual chakra. It's telling you that it's not that type of relationship. So keep that in mind. So in your heart, you had everything you have the sun where everything's turning out amazing, happy times are coming, lots of ideas are coming. The angels are telling you to take a quiet retreat and bring yourself together. And then they're telling you to free yourself. And at the bottom there, they're saying take control back of your life. But I think they're also, with some of this, telling you to free yourself from some of these limiting beliefs of what things should be or how they should be, that sort of thing. So then in our truth chakra, we had release and the clearing of debts. And then we have attraction. And again, I'm going to say I don't feel this from a romantic point of view. I believe that that is, again, coming back into attracting, focusing on what you really want to bring into your life, whether it is romantic or otherwise, finance-wise, that whole thing. So in our third eye chakra with our vision, we have the star and the happy times, the being in a place where you can make the positive, optimistic plans and being on the right path. And then we had the angels telling us to focus on our positivity, faith, and optimism. And then here's the second time now. We have the angels telling you to take a little bit of retreat, to step back, to take some time to really focus on getting your mindset right, your visualizations right, and so that you can create what it is that you want to manifest. So this one's going to be the neatest one for me, y'all. I loved this one when this one came out. So again, we have the Awakenings card, and that is remembering to look at things from a different perspective. The Pay Yourself First card, which I really think goes along with this whole idea of coming back into your own, of freeing yourself from these limiting things, of making sure that you are whole before you start trying to give to everyone else. And then if you remember, our Awakenings card, again, is about a little bit of a standstill, about making sure that you're being yourself, taking a little time out if you need to. And the angels gave you the Getting to Know Each Other card. And this is in your crown chakra. So this one I really feel is a lot more about getting to know your higher self, getting to know how to get into the flow. Again, I'm not really seeing this being about another person and getting to know them. It may be for some of you, but I think that is, because again, this is about being yourself. About getting into the flow, about seeing the different perspective. So taking that retreat, taking that time to really get to know what it is that you want, and then coming back in the end to what is going to balance it all out is you doing this work in each one of your chakras and coming into your own as a result of that. And that is going to bring you new partnerships, new ideas. You're going to be continuing to move forward, and that's going to have a big effect on your finance and career. And that may be why the romance angels are not coming up as romance. It may be for a lot of you Leos right now that the focus is really on the finance and career. So we're going to clarify one more level with this with our crystal angels. So crystal angels, what do Leos need to know about how this new moon solar eclipse energy is coming in? The effects of that Lionsgate energy from August 11th through August 31st, angels. What do our beautiful Leos need to know? So let's see. Ooh. All right, Leos, they are just really affirming everything that we went through. So yeah, I'm going to say that for most of you Leos, this is not a romance reading. There's a little bit of romance, but this is really about balancing your chakras out, getting your life purpose, getting yourself correct, visualizing properly, and what have you. So in your root chakra here, you have control issues. So things weren't working out. The spirit is telling you to visualize love in all its form, or visualize abundance in all its forms, that you deserve love. And whatever didn't work out may not have worked out because you were trying to control it so much. So the angels are saying, instead of trying to control everything, do your work, do your visualizations, do your meditations, set your intentions. In your sacral chakra, your divine life purpose is coming into all of this. And so again, in our sacral chakra, we had the 10 of air, which was the end of difficult situations, embracing change. We had the power of prayer and keeping an open mind, reminding you to really start visualizing, doing your work, doing your meditations. And then we have the divine life purpose. So a lot of the work that you're doing right now may be around defining that. And that is showing up in your sacral chakra. So that may be something that is going to be a creative venture. Now, creative ventures can be a lot of different things. They don't necessarily mean that you're going to be an artist or something like that. But with these new ideas that you've been seeing that are coming up a couple of times in your read, those new ideas may be the creativity that's going to fuel that divine life purpose. And that is where you need to be focusing your visualizations, your meditations, asking your questions of spirit. So 7 of fire was what we had in our solar plexus, which was this whole idea of having to defend your beliefs and decisions, standing your ground, choosing your battles. Spirit was reminding you to be charitable in whatever's going on there, and to give things a chance. So whatever that relationship is, whatever it is that you've been having to defend against, giving it a chance and looking at it from an unconventional point of view. So unconventionality with whatever it is that you've been having to really defend yourself on. And it may be that your stuff is just unconventional and you need to accept that. What I'm doing right here is very unconventional to a lot of people, y'all. And I love it, and it's what I do, and I really don't have any choice about doing it. Spirit was like, that's it, girl, that's what you're doing. So in our heart chakra, again, we had our sun, which was, happy outcome. And then we had our free yourself and go into quiet retreat. So really freeing yourself, I think, from this limited thinking, this thinking about things in one way. Again, we've had, choosing a different perspective and what have you. As you're doing all of this too, you need to clear the negativity, whatever negativity is associated with this, the limiting beliefs, the I can't do it, it's never going to work out. All of that is part of what you want to clear and then replace as you're setting your intentions, as you're creating your affirmations that are going on with whatever the scenario is overall. So in our truth or throat chakra, we had the release again, which was letting things go. You're literally coming to an end of a phase. There's a lot of transformation going on, and it's time to move on from whatever it was that you were working on. And then you have the clearing debts and the attraction. So clearing away what you don't want, attracting what you do want. And what the angels are saying is, as you do this, you are going to get increased support for what it is that you're wanting to manifest. But you've got to focus on it. You've got to set the intentions. You've got to do the affirmations. You've got to do the meditations and the visualizations. Otherwise, you're just literally allowing your mind to create the exact same scenarios all over and over again, because you're just sitting there with the same thoughts and the same emotions. So we have our star card, which was in our third eye position, which is the happy times, making positive plans, long-term plans, that it's time to do that, and really confirming for you that you're on the right path. And then the angels are reminding you again right now to stay optimistic, and that's why we needed to clear the negativity, particularly this is in our heart chakra, guys. So whatever negativity is going on there, and it's reminding you to stay positive.